If you've ever curled up with a great book, you might feel as though while reading it, the words just fly off the page.
For some books, words and so much more literally do leap off the page. And we found a collection of these books in a rather unlikely place. Tucked away on the 6th floor of the Glickman Library on the University of Southern Maine campus in Portland is the Special Collections Room. As the name suggests, the books here are under tight security. But not everything here is serious literature.
This is the Seven Swans of Swimming, but now they're in a snow globe.
This area of the library that houses collections of African American literature and LGBTQ materials is also home to a colorful collection of pop-up books.
And the technical term is movable book.
You know, those books that offer flaps and wheels and when loved hard by kids often fall apart. But not this collection. The hundreds of pop-up books here are in pristine condition.
So here we see how the zebra can mesh in with its environment.
Susie Bach helps to decide what collections the university will accept.
Pop-up books are primarily, for a lot of their history, were children's books. And children's books give us a unique view of society. Children's books are ways that we imprint on our children. So children's books often carry society's values. Maybe not how society really is, but what a society thinks about itself.
You see those values reflected in the children's books each era. For example, when society turned its attention to the environment, pop-up books followed.
So we have the spider going after the beetle. All of a sudden you'll see tons of pop-up books about nature and about bugs and animals of the desert and the ocean and what's deep down in the ocean. This shows us the very basic pop-up, but it also shows us how tabs are used. So here we have a tab, and if you'll notice, if you pull the tab, we not only see a little snake go along the grass, but we see game birds, partridges, going through the grasses.
The special collections, even these movable books, are here to support all aspects of USM's curriculum.
Special collections have been used by many academic departments, but mostly in the humanities. When we could sell it to an engineering class, I was like, yes! Because the structure used in pop-up books to make things pop up or to make flaps are of interest to engineering students.
And all of the special collections don't just represent literature, they represent history.
And students get really excited about handling original materials, historical materials, things that relate to our community and our communities that we serve.
The books donated by a Bates professor were simply collected and never used, which is why they are in such perfect working condition. The collection ranges from the 1930s to the 2000s, with the majority of books from the 80s and the 90s.
They actually begin as medical texts. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Because in order to study the human body, you have to take the skin off. And once you take the skin off, there are muscles. So you have to take those away to see the bones, and then take the bones away to see the organs.
Bach showed me The 12 Days of Christmas by Robert Sabuda, considered less of a book author, more of a paper engineer.
We have mice drumming on a drum with their tails.
And his Wizard of Oz book even includes special glasses to read hidden text.
We see it raised to a whole new level.
By the latter half of the 20th century, pop-up books were playing to an adult audience.
They also become works of art in themselves. The format of the book is as important as the content of the book, and that's certainly a pop-up book.
So when you guys are really bored in the library, do you just go back in the pop-up book collection and pull out a few?
Well, as long as my boss isn't seeing this, yes. We go back and play with our collections.
I won't tell, I promise. Now, the public is welcome to check out the special collections at the USM Library in Portland. We'll include information in the 207 section of our website to help you set up an appointment.